betwixt the raising of the undying emperor and the great planar war that shook the heavens, there was an age of contradiction, where cannons won kingdoms and muskets kept the peace. A brave few won the hearts of the conquered and conquerors alike. Of these we speak of the decline of the great kingdoms and cultures under the heel of empire. Of those we speak of gladiators and the untold thousands that worshipped them. Of this an age of glory, where kings would be slaves and a gladiator would be king.
It's still, he's messaging me now about the question. Ah, that is so funny. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Dread and Circus campaign, Season 2, Episode 16. I'm your demon host, Marty, joined by Mark, Ahmed, and Adam. Let's get everyone's... Oh, apparently Ahmed's in the chair for all of us. Let's fix that.
I'm everywhere, bitches!
Yep. That's just VC and XSplit having fun with us. So there's my sick face, and then Ahmed is in Adam's chair. We'll get Adam. How is everyone doing, guys?
It's alright.
Yay!
I had a pretty interesting last couple of days. We got new, what do you call them? Countertops. and I was told that yeah, they're going to hook everything back up when they install the countertops. I'm like, that's cool. I'll just go have countertops. So I'm going to go to the gym and they can finish cutting the hole saws and the work crew, you know, making noise and dust and crap. I come back, I got countertops. I don't have faucets. I don't have sinks. I've got countertops.
So they didn't.
So they installed the sinks, but I don't have I had to reinstall the drains and the taps, and it was fun because when you have a house that's built in the '60s, it becomes very interesting to find what size of pipe or tube or how did they build the damn thing.
Was it metric or imperial? Or
well, it
custom?
wasn't even like this metric or imperial. I got like a piece of. I think it's pipe insulation that's part of my sewer for my bathroom upstairs. It's a 1 3/8 inch. And anybody who knows anything about plumbing knows that 1 3/8 isn't one of the options. That's like it's a
usually.
It's a custom size, right? It's not used for anything normal. So, you know, they would do a couple drips to hook.
So you had to make your in checks, do a few craft checks to put your house back together.
I had to make my in checks, and then I had to make in D20 Modern. I had to do a couple of economics rolls because I had to go and I had to go to the hardware store a couple times because it's like what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck this is.
That's funny.
But I got it all done. My house now has running water again because one of the sinks was missing a shut-off valve, so I couldn't turn the water on until it was plumbed. Yeah, exactly.
All right, plumber Adam. Awesome.
Yeah. And then yesterday I did 225-pound squats as a New Year's thing, and that's fucking stupid. And now I hate my life because that was fucking stupid. You shouldn't do that. That's dumb. When somebody says do this challenge, it's not called a challenge because it's easy. Challenge means it's gonna fucking suck.
It hurts to sit down to poop now, doesn't it, Adam?
It hurts to think about sitting down to poop.
on the toilet that you may or may not have fixed properly.
On the toilet that may not be
Oh, the pipe is wider than it should be.
Gross. Mark, how you doing, man? You look pretty relaxed.
Yeah, my shoulder's still messed up.
Oh, okay.
So the idea of hunching over the computer at the kitchen table is Not for me, I don't think. So I set myself up on the couch. My wife's gone to bed already, so she's not feeling well. So
How is the new job
I'll
going?
try and keep it down. I'm just training, and of course my shoulder's been screwed up all week, so it's been interesting.
Ahmed, what's going on?
Well, I'll tell you something that I figured out, guys. The key to not getting fucked up like this is to not do stupid shit like exercising. That's on my don't do list.
About that calcification
Look
of
at
the
this.
biceps again.
Oh, I figured it out. It's gone. It's gone. That's because of too much exercise. But it's actually gone. The shockwave therapy got rid of it all. So good stuff.
No.
I can lift 10 pounds. 10 pounds. I'm very strong. Very strong these days.
No, this channel
Look
does
at
not
this.
condone
Look at this.
the opinions of the individuals on said channel.
Oh, so eating healthy is dumb, by the way. You should start smoking.
I was feeling a little bit run down like last Friday, Saturday, and this developed into like the plague. I've had the worst cold that I've had in a long time. I think I'm okay to play today. But earlier this week it was like shivering fever while at work because things need to get done. Yeah, so it was pretty miserable.
You know, hearing colors and seeing sounds, let us know.
Yep,
And we'll ask for treasure.
got it.
We're level 11. Sweet.
So I think finally I made my fort saves, and I've gotten over this plague, and we're here. But if I sound a bit, hoarse, and I'm hacking and coughing, I'm alive. It's a good sign. Why don't we do a recap of what happened last game? Episode 15 was called Rise and Shine. Zita and the party travel to Belheim to meet the long-lived Rene and his manservant Nilbog Thek. They learn that the Shadow Moon Priestess has been missing for some time, while Rene has been studying the moon. Zita finds her grandmother's familiar Prism, who is somehow still alive. The party hunts down Kaid, the last disciple of St. Vimaris, at the ruins of the nearby monastery. Kaid finds St. Vimaris' final letter. They had a battle with Nagas, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Sam, Ugg, and Edward brave the aerial contests and fights over the dam works of the Citadel by the lake. Lieutenant Damian discovers that Duke Dragle Evade arrived in a state of emergency, cursed by some horrible shadow magics. I'm sure there were other details and things that you guys picked up in that game, but
Beat the crap out of a fiery brass golem or something.
oh yeah. You fought the brass golem. Maybe that's worth mentioning. So, during their visit, Nibbles destroys a brass golem,
Ensuring Belheim will once again be home to goblins.
guarding the old church turned into a construct laboratory, or construct forge almost. Cool. The reason why I'm typing this is that this ends up as part of the notes and summary of the video after it gets posted to YouTube. So thanks for that. Okay, we're looking at a map of the Duskogi Lake, which is the lake that separates Citadel by the Lake from Belheim. About 10 days travel between the two places. We've got Arlen and his group that are still at the Citadel, while Zita and her group are at Belheim. I believe some of them are training. I think this might be a good time to open up our Gladiator Ludus calendar.
Marty, Kaid's missing from my screen on Twitch.
Yeah, I probably haven't added them yet.
Unbelievable.
You want me to drop what I'm doing right now and get Kaid's token?
No, I don't care. It's fine. I'll do it after. It's okay. Kaid's gonna kill everyone anyways.
I'm bugging you. I'll get it.
We're pushing Kaid for SummerSlam.
Thank you for asking me that question. Now I'll think about it till it happens.
All right, so here is the Ludus spreadsheet. We, of course, are looking at the Doom characters. We have not finished week 34. It looks like there was some... Damian was doing some training. Ah, right, okay. We're in week 34. And then you want Kaid's token. So demanding.
Place.
There. You like it?
He's right in the center, isn't he? Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Don't you dare change it. Good stuff.
Good? Good.
Thanks, sir.
No problem. I'm here to serve.
Can you reorder them? Because I want Kate to be on the top and.
Philip, how's it going?
Hey, Felipe, how you doing, man?
All right, in week 34, basically it sounded like Zita's group was staying for a 5-day chunk in Belheim to do some training. Wait a second, that's not
There's
correct.
crafting,
Yeah.
Learning about shadow magic.
Yep.
What Rene and
I've got it. All right. So week 34. This was the week that you guys arrived and adventured in Belheim. We need to catch up the other guys. So Damian was training for his level. So he is now complete with the training for his level. You need to subtract the gold for that, Mark.
Okay.
And the gold for level 9s and 10s are meta game stream, training costs. 900 gold pieces for 10 days. I'm assuming you're spending double 1,800 gold pieces for 5.
Where are we getting this money from?
It's a good question.
Hey, didn't Arlen say he's gonna front
No,
this?
no, this is Damian who's back at
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming this is coming out of his funds or the Ludus funds.
Yeah, he doesn't think they're in any rush to leave, so he's just going to take the 10 days.
Okay.
Arlen, he can bring forth his expenses. Arlen has no problem.
Damian also serves the count and by proxy the Duke, so he could probably also get his training up to a certain point covered by his master. So that's no problem. Mark down the 900 gold off right now, Mark, and we'll put 2 weeks for Damian training while in Citadel by the Lake. While the others were in Belheim, Ugg needs to train for his level, I believe. He needs 8. He needs 8 training points, or he needs a trainer to spend money to do so. He does have a fight in the next week. The Conclave facilities for training are 4 dice. I don't think you can get 8 successes out of 4 dice.
Let's pay for someone. So this will this give him a level?
Ugg has enough XP to level 2.
We spend the coin to get a trainer for him.
Okay, so
level him in this week.
Subtract the money from he is now level 8, and let me check the amount for level 8. It's 700 gold. You want to do it in 1 week, so it's 1,400 gold.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so Ugg receives some special attention, and he trains up. You guys like looking at these builds, so let's show you what. Oh, it's not done yet. Nice. So train to 8th. Ugg needs to be updated. It looks like this will be, he'll go up in Strangler, Brawler. I think that's his, his overall build will be Ogrekin 1, Rogue 2, Brawler 17, Barbarian 19, Gestalt. So he gets to add another level of Brawler.
Cool.
As
Very
well as
cool.
7th level Barbarian. Okay.
Nice.
If anyone wants to do that while we're idling, that's good. I'm going to race Ugg's level. Edward does not have enough XP, although I believe Edward, Widget, and Sam are really close to their next level. There's been quite a bit of XP the last few games. Sam, what are you doing the week that everyone is the Ugg's receiving training? This is the week after your fight on the waterfalls.
I'm awesome. That's what. Sam is going to. Oh, he's got a whole shit ton of money. He's looking to get some tattoos done, but they can't be done here. They take too long. He's investigating. Like he's exploring.
Really? What's in the soup?
Grizak and Giant Nibbles, this is their Belheim adventure. Edward will just rest. He'll just enjoy the splendorous rest and relaxation. What is Arlen doing during this time?
During this week?
Yeah, this is the same week that Zita and her group were in Belheim.
He's going to. I haven't done this. I'm going to do ascending to the Countess to let her know that. I will
Okay, so
remain...
the role playing encounter
Sure.
is the Countess.
He's just ascending to the Countess. Yeah.
Are you just keeping her up to date?
I'm keeping her up to date, letting her. The guys they've gone off to the north, and I'm staying here to support them with whatever they need, and just staying in this area with the gladiators.
Are you going to mention the 2 murder charges that you've had to fend off, or just going to leave that out?
She doesn't care. She doesn't care.
Okay,
leaving that out.
We can say that that's done. That doesn't take up enough time.
Arlen's not really.
I think Arlen's doing what Damian's doing. Just this is nice here. I'm going to relax and enjoy it.
Marty, I want to find that flying carpet that I was talking about.
You want to go shopping?
I want to get a flying carpet.
Okay, so you're shopping for a flying carpet. Got it. For Damian, Arlen, and I guess Sam, are there any specific role-playing things that you want to do this week?
Damian wants to talk to Arlen about his shit and what his gladiator has not accomplished.
So talk to Arlen?
Yep.
Okay. The stuff with the Duke has already happened, so
yep,
Damian knows that this is going on in the background.
Does Arlen? Yeah, I was going to ask you. Does Arlen know anything about that or not?
No.
Nope. Okay.
The soldiers have done a good job keeping it to themselves, whether Camus Vord knows or not, that the Duke has been cursed and brought sequestered in a chamber somewhere in the palace. No, that word has not spread to Arlen's ears.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's some information non-sharing happening in your little party, which is
always fun.
Yeah.
Sam. So, Sam would like to buy something pretty, and the role-playing encounter. He'd like to find where the gladiators hang out here, like the Independents. Like, just, if he doesn't find it, that's fine.
So you want to talk to the gladiators? Okay.
Pretty much, just
And Arlen, you wanted to shop and talk to. Is there a particular person you want to meet, or do you want to set up fights, or
actually,
do you want to?
What's the main guy? What's the main wizard name here?
Camus Vord is the name of the Custodian.
The Custodian. Thank you. Yes, I want to speak with him.
All right. Let's go to. There are
I do grab my items from the gladiators, the ring and the token. Just saying.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Edward successfully rests. Great. He's hanging out in the Peacock Gardens, or in his room, or just enjoying the luxury of this place. Damian, you wanted to speak to Arlen.
Yes, I did. He goes to he'll go find Arlen wherever Arlen is.
Okay, so you managed to kind of corner him off that morning as he was leaving his suite in the palace.
Okay, I throw him down a flight of stairs. Okay.
you notice
That is why you lost it.
Ugg pushing him out. I'm gonna go meet with those trainers, I guess. He says. He pushes him out into the hallway and sees Damian pacing around waiting for him.
Yes, do that, please. And learn well. We've only got a few days before your next fight.
Yeah, I'll go pull a few elven arms out of their sockets.
Oh no, please don't.
Come, Arlen,
I
let
can
me
heal
push.
Ugg doesn't remove one of his 3 arms from the back of the wheelchair until Arlen gives him like a look like it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Ugg wanders off after that. He does cast like Damian a sideways glance, like he's obviously wondering what Damian wants.
Go on now, Ugg. Go learn to choke the life out of people. That's what you do.
He pauses for a moment, visibly shakes his head as he turns around a corner in the hallway, and you can hear him stalking off.
How about the Peacock Gardens? My favorite part of this little abode. What do you say, Arlen?
Sure.
Okay, the Peacock Gardens are on the opposite side of the palace, so you kind of got brought down and then over. Is there a conversation happening along the way? And let me see if you run into anyone along the way.
So how are you enjoying your time here in Terraslene, I believe the elves call it?
Oh, it's a beautiful city. The gladiators are learning what they need to do. They're learning what they need to learn. They're doing what they need to do. Well, we'll stay here until we hear word from the north. Haven't heard from them in quite some time now.
Well, it is a nice place to stay. But you know what gladiators aren't learning, what they need to learn, or doing what they need to do? It's me. I'm not. And this
sorry?
is a problem.
What? I'm sorry, I didn't... What do you need?
I need my equipment. Your little gnome has taken it with him.
I'll do a sending for him. I've already used my spells for it. I'll prepare one and send it for him tomorrow, and make sure that you get your equipment as soon as possible. Sorry, Damian. Things were a little hectic.
Just to recap the problem, Damian asked Widget, who has craft arms and armor, back in the how many 5-day weeks ago was that?
Oh, so many.
Give me a second. Widget did a little bit of crafting on the 27th week, and it is now the 34th week. Each week is 5 days, so it's been about 35 days. It's been over a month.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's when it should be finished, but that was if it was like crafting the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's got his gear, which is
He's got a bunch of sand in his underpants. Funny. Go on. Sorry. I wanted to recap. Like, has it been that long? Was what I was thinking.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes, it has.
Record keeping.
It's pretty funny shit.
I'm proposing.
I sincerely apologize. I will communicate with them in the morrow and get you an update and find out exactly when your armor will be completed and hasten it for you and have it delivered as soon as possible. It's unacceptable what has happened. I do apologize. That is upon me. The responsibility of the gladiators and all their actions falls upon my shoulders. My apologies.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. There is, of course, another solution. I mean, this is an elven city with elven crafters, and my armor was originally, well, it was Imperial design, but it's based off an elven material. Dark leaf, are you familiar with it?
My knowledge.
Sure, you've heard of it.
Yes, I have.
I'm sure we could find some here. I'm sure we could have some crafted quickly, along with a rapier.
I'll tell you what, Damian. Let's consider that once I hear confirmation from Widget in the morrow. Once we know where your armor is and what condition it's in, then if it makes sense, then yes, I have no problem going ahead to do that. But first, I want to hear where they are with your armor, your current armor.
That's acceptable.
Arlen.
Oh, the spitter.
Marty, I want to do another heal check on this guy. I assume I spent some time with him. I want to try to see if there's something I can do for him. I feel really bad. Arlen feels really bad for this guy.
He stutters. It is not a physical condition, from what you've gathered. It could be. Give me a heal check to see what you know about it. And you're like, he's not letting you. You need to sit down with him to diagnose.
Yeah. Arlen wants to do that. You want a heal check? Okay. Of course. Yeah, it's just his tongue's missing. He's got a hole in it.
It could be some sort of past trauma.
Yeah. Yes. What can I do for you?
Yes, I've been wondering. Need to know. What is it that you intend to do with Godiva?
Well, actually, now that we're heading in the right direction, I would like to speak with someone regarding her release into my
Prisoners are being cleared out. We need the room, he says.
Could I take her off your hands then? I do not mind that at all.
Surely you're not serious, Arlen. Haven't you enough criminals amongst your band?
I'll explain shortly, Damian. I actually do want to speak with you
minor
about some
criminal.
Damian, is your heart really set on the garden?
Well, I find it most relaxing, but if there's somewhere else you can go, I can always accommodate a cripple.
Yes, the dark room that Widget stayed in.
Well, that is... Very well, Lightbringer. We shall go to the dark room.
Would you like me to release her now under your care? Duke of Vaddapol and his men need the prison cleared.
Oh my goodness, I'd say spit it out, but you keep doing that anyway.
He looks mortified and physically takes a step back away from Damian and is now sputtering an apology.
Damian, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. He pulls out a kerchief and starts wiping your face. There you go.
Jervis,
he's looking down at the ground. He braves a glance at.
Let's go get her now. All right, and then I need you to come by my home for now. At your this evening, perhaps, before the dinner.
Very well. How about, I'm sure there'll be some paperwork to do. I'll leave you
guys
there.
Notice, like in the grand hallway that you're standing in, you notice that, 8 Imperial soldiers are kind of, marching by quickly.
We should get out of the way. He moves Arlen out of the way.
Okay.
Thanks.
They're not locals.
Is everything all right? Jervis, who are they?
There's Imperial activity here, yes. He's looking around nervously.
All right. Let's go get your,
I should go and
get the prisoner.
Get Godiva, he says.
There we go.
Damian's such a prick.
He looks at
Yes,
it, you know,
yes,
it's
he
fine for elves. They live for hundreds of years. I'm not so lucky.
Is he gone?
Yeah. Jervis kind of gives you a wave and a kind of he like took a half step, forgot that he should bow to Damian, and gave him a little bow, and then wandered off.
Lieutenant.
Hiking up his robes and running
I'll have
off.
to deal with this prisoner, and
I'll take you. Never let it be said I was not charitable.
right. We do need to speak in private, though. There's a matter I need to bring
I
to
will
your
get
attention.
you there, and I will make my way to the Peacock Garden, where I will spend the afternoon sipping various sorts of juices and teas. And
Find me when you can, and we will chat in that room.
So perhaps after supper.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So, are you bringing him back? Like, you got him almost halfway there. Are you bringing him
No,
back?
he'll bring him. He'll
Okay.
bring him to where he needs
prisoner.
to go, and then he'll bid him adieu.
Okay. Edouard is having a bath in his room. You can see like big bowls of fruit, and he's drinking some wine while sitting in a bath. There's a cigar. There's a cigar that he's got. That is
Where am I? I thought I was getting the prisoner. I thought I was getting the prisoner.
Oh,
Yeah, the wheelchair is like, where did you take me? This isn't where I wanted to be.
oh, you're going up to the dungeon. Okay, you're okay.
Yeah.
You end up following Jervis. Jervis said he would
Yes,
go
yes.
and get her. All right, you find where all the soldiers are going. You seem to be on the trail of the soldiers, and then on Jervis's trail, and you notice that there are men in chains being brought out. There is a particular man that Damian recognizes, Slave Lord Pompilius. Oh yes, don't harm the merchandise, he says, as it looks like he's taking custody of some really angry-looking, well-chained half-elves. They range from early adult to like middle age. There are 6 of them.
Okay.
You notice the soldiers are not there to help him move his merchandise. He has his own guards. The soldiers are here, and they start searching the cells and checking to see how sturdy they are. They do stop when they see Mr. Prancy Pants in the hallway. What is that monstrosity? Says one of the soldiers.
Easy, gentlemen, easy.
Jervis goes and kind of steps in front of Mr. Prancy Pants, as 2 of them had levied their muskets at Mr. Prancy Pants. Godiva, could you make your Eidolon disappear for now?
Oh, very well. All right, baby. Mama's gonna put you to sleep for a little bit. Here we go.
On second thought,
Mark has to drop he has to drop a octave in his voice to do Godiva's voice.
yeah. You need to, yeah.
Now, Godiva, as we've discussed, you're going to be placed under the care and responsibility of the...
Thank you, Gervas. I'll take it from here. I really appreciate your service, and I do expect you to come by before dinner today. Please.
You have quarters waiting for you in the visitor center, says Jervis as he grabs a key from one of the jailers and opens up the door. You notice that he had to do 2 things to unlock this door. He had to use the key, but then he also had to trace something on like a metal panel that kind of created a rune that quickly disappeared as it was being traced, like a symbol. And the door.
Knowledge Arcana.
Yeah.
I assume it's like an alarm. 16.
Arcane lock
Wait, this.
with a 19.
You didn't get a close enough look at the symbol, but it makes sense that runes could act as command words. for magic items.
All right.
The door unlocks, and he kind of lets Godiva out. This is the first time that you've seen Godiva in her full glory. What they never really they gave you prison outfit, but I don't think that Godiva probably.
Oh no,
put
she's
it on.
like cut it. She's like cut it, and she's got like a midriff showing, and it's just like a bra left, and like she's cut it so it's like a dress around her, and she sachets out. Oh, there we go. Now I've got some room to stretch. And she lifts a leg high and places it between Arlen's legs on the seat.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. It's like Arlen's like, my house.
The soldiers are looking at each other like, really? What the fuck's going on?
This way, Godiva.
A most interesting selection, says Slave Lord Pompilius Purpura as you're going.
Oh, not now.
So, Arlen, do you want me to call you Master now?
All right, good.
Once the slave lord has the prisoners that apparently he has bought or agreed to take away, Jeraves is now teaching some captain of these Imperial soldiers the rune tracery, and the soldiers are bobbing their heads up and down that this looks secure. The last thing that you guys hear, Damian, as you guys round the corner and leave the prison cell, they're asking about light. How do we get more light in here? And that was the last, barking command that you heard as the soldiers were, as you were putting some distance between. They seem concerned about the light. This might made all of you pause, but
yeah, Damian does. Okay, yeah, Damian's gonna talk to Arlen now. Now, Arlen.
Yes.
As a light bringer, do you have any spells that create light permanently?
Well, yes. I can create. Well, I can create light. It's a torch that lasts. It's an ever-burning torch.
I believe those soldiers could use some.
Sure, I could.
It would go a long way to help, say, rebolster your reputation amongst the Imperials.
I do not mind helping at all. I'm just finding that spell on my list. Where is it? What's it called? What's that spell called?
Okay, so Arlen turns around and you there's a captain. There's a guard captain that is looking at you. He's talking to Jeraves.
Before I do that, I'm trying to get the freaking. So I'm pretty sure I have the spell. I just want to make sure I have it. What the hell is it called?
Third edit was ever burning torch.
It's called Continual Flame, I believe in.
That's what it is now?
Yes. I have it. Excuse me. Officers. Soldiers.
Captain. Address the captain now.
Oh, Captain. Yes.
The captain wanders up to Arlen and Damian. He notices Damian. He might know who you are. He's expecting a salute.
He gets his salute.
Okay.
Captain.
He kind of waves it away. Captain is a higher rank than
Arlen does like a little like bow almost, because that as much as he can anyways.
Okay. The captain is almost ignoring Arlen.
I heard that you were looking for some sort of...
Damian puts a hand on your shoulders. Captain, may I introduce Arlen, the Lightbringer. He may have a magical solution to your lack of light issue in these particular cells.
At first, there was a flash of anger that you were like like intruding, but then he glances back to the dark, to the kind of like shady dark dungeon, and he nods. We have some special prisoners that we need to keep illuminated. He's using words that are obviously not his, like they were read and memorized from some report.
I see. I may be able to offer assistance. I can prepare quite a bit of spells, from 7 or so a day, and they would produce light, and they would not end. Does that suffice? Would that suffice for you? It would produce enough light. It would cover from here to there.
Is this your slave, Lieutenant?
No, he belongs to Dowager Countess Lady Opal. I'm assisting her Ludus at this time with a special project.
I'm sure that the Countess won't mind me appropriating this resource. Report back here in the morning. You will create as many of these magical light sources as you can. I need at least 12. 6 of which to be portable. Is that doable, slave?
Yes, I can make all of them portable.
A simple yes would suffice.
Yes.
Thank you, Lieutenant. This will go down in my report.
He salutes and starts wheeling Damian away, and he kind of leans into him as we're leaving. That means thank you in military.
Yeah, this guy was not there for a leisurely walk. This guy was in the middle of making sure things are secure.
So, you know when you see the movies where the cops just show up and say, "I need your car"? Well, they need your Arlen, and this is...
Arlen.
Arlen did not like the statement, appropriate this resource.
Yeah.
I think this guy deserves a token. Is there a particular
Yes, he
award?
does.
Okay.
He does.
Yeah, a
Are
token
you sure
and a
you'd be
name.
able to keep me from
So,
further
if somebody gets a
appropriation?
magic wedgie, it's this guy.
Yes, I'm sure we will. Depending on how things go in the north, of course.
Why do I, every time I type in the word captain, I'm getting like Captain America?
He's the captain,
Most-
and he's very popular these days.
Most frequently.
Yesterday I was wearing a Captain America shirt. Today it's Punisher.
All right.
Punisher.
So, war movie actors. Let's just see. Create a token.
Actually, the dude who played the Punisher in the Netflix show, from The Walking Dead, he'd be a good.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh, that asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Cop from Walking Dead.
No, he's not the cop.
Just
Shane, that
Punisher.
was his name.
Punisher.
No,
from
he was the cop's partner.
Yeah.
partner.
Yeah.
Netflix. Just say Netflix Punisher.
Well, it depends. Do you want him to look like a badass, or do you want him to look like a...
He is a soldier in wartime.
He was in the...
Accountant.
No.
He was in the accountant.
He was.
I don't want to ruin it, but
He was in Band of Brothers, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to use
I think
a
you're right,
tool
yeah.
he's
called,
been in a lot of fucking movies. Okay,
called
get
Token
over it.
Tool, which you can use on your.
I need a little Italian guy. Here you go.
Which you can use
Joe
in your
Pesci.
campaigns at home. It works
Joe
in
Pesci.
it works in both map tools as
Too
well.
scary.
as...
Too scary.
Can you hear me? Because you've been talking over me like a bunch already. So are you able to hear me? All right.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So. Token tool. This you can use in your home campaigns. This is the results are tiny images with a frame. You can use these in Roll20.net as well as in Map Tool, or on just your character sheet itself. I'm going to take a screen grab of a particular image. Oops, I'm going to miss the screen grab apparently. Too many monitors.
Sometimes it happens.
The token tool doesn't interact well with multiple monitor setups.
I've got to kill token tool and reopen it. Okay. Awesome demo, Marty. This is great.
It has to be in the window that you want to take the grab from. It doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you've got to kill it in the
Kids
window.
is typing.
There we go. So I'm going tool, screen capture. I'm dragging this little red box over the picture that I want, and this guy needs a name.
Captain.
For being on the nose, it's Shane.
No.
Captain Shane. Shanister.
No.
A Slavic name would be fine. Slavic name generator.
Sokolov.
That makes me giggle. I don't.
Sokolov makes you giggle.
FantasyNameGenerators.com is awesome. By the way, his name is
Laszlo.
I like Laszlo.
Nikolai.
Laszlo is a good name. It's a good one.
Nikolai Laszlo. Of course, I'm gonna.
Gives me a strong urge to go Nikolai. I am Nikolai Laszlo.
Duh.
No, he may have been from a culture with that accent, but
Not no more.
he definitely had a more neutral accent. There is Captain Nikolai Laszlo, who has now appropriated Arlen Lightbringer for his ability to create light. And this will go down in your report. No doubt the Duke will see such reports. If the Duke is in any condition to receive such reports, he seemed to be in a lot of pain the last time you saw him, Damian. And weird things about magic not being able to touch him. You caught the end of the conversation with Duncan was like it took him 12 teleport attempts to get the Duke back to Terrazline.
Holy crap, Duncan's got 12 teleports. Okay.
You have used scrolls?
You don't know whether he cast them or if they went
staff or something.
Or if Duncan teleported and then had to teleport back and that counted as one or two. You don't know, but Damian's like, oh shit. Okay, I'll just leave Captain's token up at the prison. You've got Godiva who is now under Arlen's is now Arlen's responsibility.
Care.
Where are you guys headed now?
All right. So wait, where's her apartment?
She said she'd be given guest quarters in the same area as where you guys are. Yeah.
By the way, who do we pay and how much does it cost for us to have these residences?
You are guests of Camus Vord because of what you're supposed to be doing.
Got it.
Remember the reason? What do you think is the reason why you were here again? I'm just curious if you remember.
Shadow magic.
Right, investigating the shadow magic and finding Zira, this moon priestess that knows much about the enemy. Who is a relative of these two elves that you traveled with.
All right. Godiva, you are now under my care, so I beg of you, please be careful with things that you do and things that you say. Please do not cause me any trouble. We're going to our area of residence. You will be given your room. You will be shown where our rooms are, and we will see exactly how you can fit in with our ludus. I do need to explain to you that the only reason you're with me is because you are a descendant of someone that's important to us. But I also do see that you have merits. Your sense of humor is quite fantastic. And of course you're beautiful.
Oh, well, of course. Thank you, though, for mentioning it.
I like it, Doug.
Of course. Arlen just goes, Of course, yes.
Damien's just like,
we'll see what, perhaps, we'll discuss your role in the ludus later on.
Very well.
But please just keep me informed of where you will be. If you need to go somewhere, please let me know, and I'll have someone come along with you, or we can go along together.
Oh,
Something like that.
would you come with me? I'd very much like to have a bath.
Damian,
Someone's gotta
off
scrub-
to our apartments, please.
Okay.
Prestidigitates himself. Just
You bring them back to the apartments. Apparently, the Lakelander priest that was staying here as part of the trial has left, probably to return home with the paltry sum that that was paid by the Ludus for the death of the priest of the shore. Those particular apartments were given to Godiva.
That's not even enough money to bribe inquisitors. That's too bad.
it cost more money to get here.
Okay, Godiva, your apartment is much better than the 8x10 cell you were locked in.
This is so much nicer than my dank little cell. I'll tell you that much.
Beautiful bath, a nice view of the palace area.
Ooh, fruits, yummy. Ooh, and a cigar. It's good for the vocal cords, you know.
Damian,
I want to leave now, please.
don't leave me here.
No, I have some questions for you, actually, so I will take you with me.
Good. Yes. Business to attend to.
All right, so
Take
you
care,
get wheeled.
strange little creature.
You get wheeled into Widget and Edward's suite, which is still blocked by anti-scrying magic.
Yes.
Edward is already in a robe and looks like he's taking a nap by the window. He does wake up when you come wheeling in. Is there something that I can do for you, Arlen, Damian?
No, Edward, thank you very much. Just get your rest. And if it's not too much of a bother, could you give us the room, please?
That is what I meant. Is there anything I could do for you? He grabs a few things, and I wonder what Sam is up to. And he goes wandering out in like sandals and a robe.
There's
Like
a
a beach
there's a
resort,
goblin out there who might need a tool.
Goblin, you said?
Yes,
you can't miss her.
Have fun. What do you mean? Close the door.
All right, he
Oh,
wanders out.
hello, handsome.
Damian and Arlen are left in the chambers after playing their cruel joke on Edward.
I have to ask you, what have you learned of the shadow magic?
I have not. That's going to be part of the sending that I hope to learn from. That I hope to send to Widget tomorrow. They'll inform us about the status of your armor, along with, hopefully, when they bring it, a report of what they've learned so far.
So you don't know anything about curses or the like?
I mean, from what I understand about shadow magic, it's the magic within the magic. It's not within, sorry, it's the magic around the magic that already exists. It's very, if I was to guess, it'd be very similar to what we already have, but it uses different power.
It comes from a different source, fine.
Yes. That's my guess. However, Widget is studying this in greater detail. But where's this leading from? Where's this coming from?
Is it able to interrupt normal magic?
Knowledge Arcana.
Sure.
I've got nothing to go off here. To be honest with you, I have not studied it at all. 24. Do I know of any spells that disrupt shadow magic?
You know that it is difficult to detect and difficult to combat with regular magic, but not impossible.
Well, it doesn't stop it completely. It's only difficult to do. It's very difficult to also find and detect, but again, not impossible, just difficult.
In your mind, shadow magic is pernicious. It is subtle but dangerous and destructive.
It's a very dangerous thing. Is there anything?
Let's see. It tricks you with shadow illusion. It brings about darkness. Yeah. And at the core of it, there is necromancy. You are a follower of the light, a healer. It seems to be antithesis to Arlen.
Yeah.
And a sorcerer. And a sorcerer.
You probably don't like it.
It's a horrible thing.
Hey, Lucas?
But we will fight it, Damian. Don't you worry. I'm preparing.
If someone were infected with it.
Infected?
With light such as your torches drive it away?
I do not know what you mean. I'd have to see this affliction. You mean burned with dark magic, or what?
More like a curse.
Somebody was cursed using shadow magic. I'm certain that light can get rid of it. It would just take time and persistence. But yes, I think light could get rid of it.
Could you get rid of it?
It depends on who cast it. Depends on what cast this curse. I will have to see.
Damian just kind of nods. Perhaps we'll talk more after supper.
Do you have time now?
No, I have some training to do and other inquiries to make.
All right.
Have a good day, Arlen.
You too, Damian.
Damian makes his way out and tries to find where the Duke, whoever's taking care of the Duke.
Okay. So Damian's going to go look after the Duke. I think Arlen was going to go go find the caretaker, but Sam is wandering around the palace. Give me. So you wanted to buy something, Sam? Is that what you?
I want to buy something pretty for a girl that I know at the Elvish place, like silver brass knuckles with like a jewel in it or something, you know.
You're being for you. It goes everywhere. You can hit people.
You know, something, you know, a girl would like.
What are the rules for brass knuckles in Pathfinder? Did they ever like narrow in on something cool, or are they still broken?
I believe they do have them. They allow you to put weapon enhancements on them. So brass knuckles, you can hold but not wield a weapon or object in the hand wearing brass knuckles. You can cast spells with smack components wearing brass knuckles if you make a concentration check. They are a monk close weapon that basically is a bludgeoning type and does the same damage as a fist.
Oh, so
but
they
it's
are
lethal damage.
So they are a way of basically more cheaply
+1,
making amulet
+2.
of natural amulet of mighty fists.
Right, it's a way to do it. Like it's a puncheroo. You can have a flaming fist and a.
Okay. Yeah, you can. It's a magical place.
I think they also make a normal punch lethal.
Right. They make a normal punch lethal, but I don't think it. It just says you get your normal punch becomes lethal. You still need to improve an arm strike to not provoke AOs.
Cool.
Yeah, it doesn't give you
yeah, you can buy non-masterwork, masterwork versions. you could probably buy magical versions up to +2s, or if not, get those crafted. Like, how much money are you spending on brass knuckles?
I will get
You
it.
just want pretty ones.
Pretty, like
Ornate.
There's pearls on it.
ornate. Yes.
Subject,
So
okay.
it's more about being ornate. If it's magic, that's okay too. He's got quite a bit of money, so he could do that.
You could make it pretty and magic.
Okay. A +1
So
ornate.
it's 1 gold piece for a brass knuckle, 300 gold pieces for masterwork, so that's 301 for ornate, that's 601, that's a +2. Imagine having a +2 diplomacy check or intimidate check because of how cool your brass knuckle looks.
Bling bling.
Yeah, it's like ornate. It looks like a dragon coming down your hand. And then +1 is 2,000 gold.
So
I don't know if you want to spend. Brass knuckles were defined in the advanced player guide, and we are looking at that rule.
So sorry, I missed how much was ornate? It was
Ornate was 300.
Okay, so yeah.
Now, it doesn't apply to all diplomacy and intimidate checks. It would apply
just-
to anyone who cares about brass knuckles.
anyone who cares about brass knuckles. Yeah. So yeah, Sam bought a present.
Cool. I wonder who that's going to.
Yeah.
Kate.
That is some.
Oh, this is awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, Sam. After going to this market, yeah, there are markets inside of the palace, and it's sort of a market where you browse a few goods and then you sort of tell them what you want, and they either are crafting it for you or are finding it for you. There were a bunch of elves in the market. It was not like the raucous sort of market you were used to. You asked one of them, "Hey, where can I get a drink?" They send you to the Parlor of the Wave, which is actually near the guest quarters. You ask if the gladiators hang out there, and they nod. On the way back from your shopping trip, after spending a couple of talents, basically on. With change on brass knuckles, Sam finds himself standing at the doorway of the parlor. There's no real bartender. It's a beautiful room. It is in the interior of the building. It is built with a bunch of like water elemental motifs, like overlapping fabrics that look like waves coming out of the wall. Some bluish lighting. The seats are kind of like actual gigantic clam shells or like oyster shells that you're sort of sitting in. The tables are like nautiluses cut, like shaved right in half, so you can see the interior of the nautilus shell. You do see that there are some gladiators there, people that you fought in the last games, plus the local champion by the name of Damas the Golden. He seems to be talking with an elven woman, Maseldon Bones, the little gnome that paints his face like a skull. Just raises a glass when he sees you, and in a dark corner of the room, kind of at a bar, actually, dressed in full plate, brooding over this massive goblet. I mean, is an elf that kind of creeps you out.
I want to say he's out of Soul Reaver or something like that. Anyways, yeah.
There are younger servants that every once in a while come by and refresh glasses and put some food on the table, but there is no like classic barkeep.
Okay. Sounds like we'll talk to.
What do you know? He finally found it. We had a bet whether or not you were a teetotaler. And they laugh. And there's some coins or something exchanging hands.
It took a while, because...
Now look at the size of his head. Head doesn't get that big without drinking.
There's not a lot of people here. Like, It's weird. It's harder to find places because there's like nobody. You have to ask. You can't just sort of like where are people going because you end up just following people to their house and hoping they didn't call the guards.
It is a big place. A colonel used to live here.
That's right, before he died.
Said Miss Eldon. You notice that the man in the armor shifted and looked around when you mentioned the word cornel. It is now staring at your group.
Sam will wave. Hi.
Miss Eldon Bones actually disappeared under the table when the guy moved, and the others are like just pretend I didn't say anything. Don't say that word too loud.
Who's that guy?
He slowly raises his glass. There's a weird sort of flash of light over his eyes.
I will roll my 1 rank in spellcraft that I think I have. What's wrong with your face? I have a rank in spellcraft. 1d20 plus 1. 20!
You don't know what the flash was. He wasn't casting a spell, but there's something maybe magical about him.
He's got magic eyes.
Yeah, you don't want to piss off the general. He lurks around here and several other drinking places. You lost the war. The war against the Imperium.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people lost that war.
Yeah, he was the general who was serving the cornel that died.
Says Miss Eldon from under the table.
So he's like old for an elf even.
Really old. He's the one that surrendered Terra's Lean to the Empire. Like, I mean, physically he was there. He signed the documents. And he's to serve the custodian of this protectorate for the rest of his life.
Which is a long time for elves.
Oh. Squirm in his chair a little bit.
You should go talk to him if you're brave. Says these guys need names now. This guy looks like a lance. This guy looks
That's
like
the blonde guy, isn't it?
No, it's the spiky haired dude.
Oh, spiky hair guy? Yeah, that's a lance. Yeah.
The blonde hair guy is Ethlando, and the guy. What was that? Sorry.
Zepicon.
Zepicon.
You made that up, right? After you got the tattoos, you're like, I'm a new me, so now I'm Zeppa. Before I was like Evander or something.
Yeah. Ethlando, no, go and talk to him if you feel so brave.
He'll either kill you or give you a history lesson.
Says Miss Eldon, who's still hiding under the table. He's sitting down there with his drink. Out of sight.
I'm not scared. Just...
Okay, Lance Ethlando...
Lance his drink and drinks it, and then he stands up to go.
You notice that they must have some sort of, like, sign language, because they're making signs amongst each other. Give me a sense motive.
They're betting on if I die. Oh, they're betting on if I die. I like these guys. 15.
They have settled on a bet. It's the type of betting you'd make on matches. So the outcomes are probably like death and.
Sam can be polite when he needs to be polite. He's got a couple ranks in diplomacy.
Excuse me.
Sam...
He like bumped into you as you went by. Sam's pretty strong, so he probably doesn't get. The elf looks drunk. The elven woman giggles as Sam gets up from the bar, and he like looks at you like he wants you to get out of the way.
We seem to be at an impasse.
If you don't move, I'm gonna piss on you. That's what he says.
Go for it.
Huh. He takes a step around you and leaves the bar.
That's what happens when you leave yourself with the only other option is pull out your penis and butt.
That's exactly it. It's like, okay, now your dick's out. Unless this thing is the King Kong of penises, you've lost the argument.
Oh. The elven woman is kind of laughing and returning to what looks like some sort of game. It's got a bunch of like wooden tiles and weird figurines on it.
If you want to bet, they're guessing whether or not I'm going to die. You might want to get in on that.
Oh, she says. I thought you meant to Damas when he returns from his moment.
Yeah, I've met people. Damas isn't nearly as scary as some of the...
You should be warned, he doesn't like you foreigners.
To be honest, don't really like him, so, you know, I guess it's okay.
He is itching for one of your gladiators to challenge him. He wants to prove elven superiority. And she kind of turns around matter-of-factly and finally moves a piece carefully onto another piece and then seems to, holy shit, the pieces are moving. Somebody else is playing and they're not actually at the board. You see this little dragon piece lift off the ground. It kind of animates a little bit and goes over to another piece, breathes fire on one of the blocks. One of the blocks disappears.
That is awesome.
Is there a ghost? Are you playing against a ghost?
Oh no, I'm playing against one of my friends.
They have the internet?
They basically have the internet. If you could spell words with the pieces, then you basically have, like, infinite long-range communication. It's like the box that Sid has. It's amazing.
She's, not well-abled. She doesn't get out much.
Yeah, maybe you could get her a chair. Arlen's not well-abled either after they burned off his legs, so he's got a chair, and then we also have, like, a sling, and we just sort of stick him, you know, wear him like a backpack
She
once
has
in
a
a while.
chair. She's also very old. She's teaching me a thing or two. She kind of leans in.
Who has more pieces?
You don't know how this game is played. You don't know. You see some red ones that look impressive. Red.
That one looks awesome. You should get that one.
Well, we're playing War of the Dragons. Of course the red ones are impressive. You notice that there's a bunch of things clustered around a gold dragon, like it's being defended. It looks like there are twin mountains where this is happening.
Is this like, are these twin mountains like the other twin mountains where the dragons are?
Huh. She says, you mean where the dragons are?
Well, yeah, there's some dragons in the Twin Mountains. You know, they're like, northeast of here.
Well, yes, we're playing the War of the Dragons.
Apparently one of them stole something, so we gotta go get it back at some point.
My piece here is the avatar of Bahamut.
Is the gold one?
Those are the spawn of a Shardalon.
Knowledge...
I can teach you to play, but you're not going to be very good.
And the other guy's going to bash your head in when he gets back from pissing.
Yes, says Atlando, who comes over to have a look.
Yeah. How do you play the game?
Do you know magic?
I know 3 spells.
Really? She says, a little bit surprised.
Yeah, it's I tried really hard, and it's like one of them is like the other casters put the spell in me, and then I can concentrate and I can get the spell to come out. And then I know some tricks that are, they're spells, but I can't learn new ones.
Oh, she says. Well, you need to know at least some magic. It's arcane magic that you know?
I can shoot acid, and I can see the future a little bit and do the thing.
I suppose you could learn the game. You need to say a magic word to start the game, and a few magic words to set up the scenario. This, of course, only works here in Terrazleen, she says. The Citadel?
Terrazleen has the internet.
Terrazleen has the intranet.
The intranet.
Look at you, Mark, with the technical terms. It might have to do with the mythal that is around.
Yeah, I done learned some stuff.
I got the new job where I don't dodge the levers.
So these computers only talk to the other computers in the office? I can't Facebook.
Somebody ought to check their IP addresses.
Yes.
I'm almost back.
So, yeah, I mean...
It's a very old game. Not many people play it. It is limited to Terrazleen, but yeah, I can teach you how to play. We can do a simple scenario.
Yeah.
What she means is you can play some kid's game and kill some goblins.
Sounds awesome. They've got RP tools. That's what they've got. Although you probably should, with the old lady that you're playing with, you probably should finish that game first.
Oh, it's her move. She could be napping for all I know. It's why I play her while I'm in the bar. She says she grabs her drink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the bed will have to hold on for a second. He talks.
Okay, you could see weird monster.
Who bet on I got distracted on the way to the table?
A couple of coins exchange hands. We're gonna consider.
There we go.
We're gonna consider that you wussed out. It was an interesting fight the other day, Gladiator. You're watching their weird forces that are arrayed against the avatar of Bahamut.
Yeah, the fights here are really fun because they don't just try to kill each other. So the jumping on the things and the other towns, the fights are just kill the other guy.
She eyebrows furrowed. She kind of went cross a bit when you mentioned that people don't get killed. Where are you from that gladiatorial games people don't get killed?
No, I mean here. Not too many people died, we saw.
Yeah,
Most places we go, they die all the time.
You haven't been here for the season end games.
No, there's it's supposed to happen in a pocket, and there's things inside the pocket. Like a magic pocket.
Says who? Season end games. All those.
No.
Been...
Sorry, that's the. Sorry, you're right. That's the year-end games.
She looks relieved. Are you saying that in the year-end games they're going to open up the Cornell's hunting grounds?
If the Cornell's hunting grounds is the pocket with the monsters from the Fae, I want to fight the Bandersnatch because that's a funny word.
Where did you hear this?
Arlen?
This seems to be news to her.
Son of a...
One of the red dragons goes over and burns a tower, and she seemed to not have been watching.
Your tower's on fire.
Oh, yes, that was inevitable. The season end games is when most of the killing happens. Those that have been captured and labeled traitor, rebel, will fight to the death. She seems like angered by this, but also very curious about what you mean about the season end games or the year end games.
Oh, so you do it, but if it's like prisoners and criminals, I suppose it's less bad. But can they win? Because if they can't win, then it's not like it's not not, you know.
Like 1 out of 20, she says. Or how many they have in the dungeons. She looks away. She tips over the gold dragon. And you notice the pieces disappearing, and the red dragons remain on the board and all breathe fire into the air, and the game kind of washes away. She seems kind of pissed off at this line of inquiry, and give me a charisma check or a diplomacy check.
Well, natural 1, 9.
Oh no.
Okay, nearly in tears, she is leaving the bar with her game board. The menfolk are chuckling. Whoa, I never saw someone strike out so hard.
Sam's gonna go over to this day couldn't get any worse. Excuse me, sir, are you the general?
He glances over at you. He glances down at the seat beside him.
Sam, sit down.
Yep. He just elbows up at the bar. Oh, he's got a creepy cup. It seems to be carved from bone, and there's stuff in it that looks like a mixture of red wine and blood.
Yeah, I'll stick with the mead.
You're Circus of Trade, are you not?
Yeah.
A good name to strike fear into the hearts of your enemies.
Yeah, it's I believe it was called a punny name. Yeah. So are you really the general that, like, from when the Imperium came?
He nods.
What do you want to know, young one? I am in a humorous mood.
He takes he takes a sip from his glass. Wiping his own lips with the gauntleted thumb.
The priests of light that were here before, are they all exiled, or can they come back?
I do not track specifically the followers of Pelor any longer. Some say the hidden Hierophant is still alive. Some believe he is still in hiding. I do not know. He does not deign to show his face here.
But if you got your big face back for your spire, would that be a good thing?
Big face for spire, what do you mean?
The Pelor face that's missing on the big on the temple.
How do you know that? Are you a Pelorite in hiding?
No. I like Cord because Cord likes competition, and I originally was more into like rocks and stuff, but that was before I died. After I died, I used to be like a halfling, but that was before I died.
You have died before.
Fuck.
And you have come back.
Yeah.
His hand snatches out with amazing alacrity and just sort of grabs your wrist, and you could feel the claws. His gauntlets are kind of like a clawed ends.
Gauntlets are good because level drain sucks.
His gauntlets kind of like plated on the outside, but like a glove on the inside. So you do feel a gloved hand kind of reaching around and holding onto your wrist. You notice that one finger goes against the center of your wrist, and he seems to be listening. He pulls back his very cold hand.
You are alive.
Yeah.
You have seen the other side.
Yeah.
Where did you die?
I died in a place called Dwarf Hole. There was a bunch of... They have like a hole full of ghouls, and there's dwarves there, and they're not very creative, so it's called Dwarf Hole.
He nods.
Where were you brought back?
That's a good question. I was brought back by... Which druid?
A priest of, or a druid of Sylvanas. It was in the Duchy of Vaid, in the capital. Vaed, sorry.
In Vaed.
How
by a
long
druid.
ago?
Not that long ago, like maybe 6 months.
Do not die here, my friend.
He pulls back his arm.
Your Lightbringer friend or druids will not be able to help you here. Death is eternal.
He laughs at his own joke.
If somebody's looking for a face, they might want to talk to the Lightbringer, or it can, stay not around. That's good too.
Is this Arlen a Lightbringer of Pelor or something else?
He used to be a Pelor.
And then what happened?
I was dead. So,
I do not see Pelor symbol upon him. I do not smell the rosewood. I do not hear the same incantations to the light.
he also didn't have the tan before, but now he's kind of, like, kind of bronzed. Maybe you should talk to him.
A disciple of Ambrose, then.
Is Ambrose the source behind the light?
No.
He looks at you, like you just told him something.
He was one of his priest warriors during the War of Shadow. A great crusader that promised to bring back the light and to force back the darkness. He failed. Or perhaps it was a Pyrrhic victory. It is not known.
So, disciple of Ambrose. Disciple of Ambrose. Disciple of Ambrose.
You are but foot soldier, huh?
I punch and I get punched. That's the, you know, I've been somebody who punched and got punched since I was little. It was since before the Empire, you know, knocked over the temple.
Knocked over temple? You're not that old. You must be from West. From Stygia.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the temple of Earth Priests. You know, I was blessed by rock.
You must be careful where you die in Stygia, too.
Yeah. That kind of magic's bad magic.
He's looking at you again, like perhaps surprised that you're actually able to have a conversation about such things.
You're Arlen. The elf woman, Zita, told all of you?
No. 1d20 plus 8.
Will save? Yeah.
Nat
20.
Nat 20.
You are playing with fire.
Yeah.
And this knowledge will give you no comfort. None whatsoever.
I really don't want to die, but when I do die, I want to go see Cord. I want to earn my way in.
Yes. When I was a boy, I remember wanting to know Coralon's embrace. It is not something that is possible. You must resign yourself to their will. There is no winning, only survival. That is possible. You may never come to this realization on your own, and then it will be too late. Or you may, and you will have to sacrifice your boyish dreams, your people's faith.
If you can't win their game, then make your own game and win that one. If survival's your game, then you won, because you survive.
He raises his glass slightly.
I'll clink the glass,
Okay.
and
He
drink,
he takes
and
his-
walk away from the creepy fucker who might have tried to use a powerful presence of vampire sexiness to get all...
Holy shit, he's alive! What'd you learn? Did you get your history lesson?
yeah. I learned about the disciple of Ambrose.
Looking at each other like, what the fuck?
Also, the girl over there doesn't like the gladiator stuff, really, because she started crying. Not my fault.
No, yeah, why would you? Why would you? If you've got family members who were labeled traitors and died in the games.
She has family members who are labeled traitors and died in the games.
What
are you guys over here not telling me this shit for?
You got cats in your ears or what?
Pretty much. A little bit of cauliflower. No, so she's got family who are gonna, in the season, are gonna, like, die in a week?
Her uncle's the next of her family members.
What does next mean? I'm so confused.
Well, when she was young, her parents died in the games.
What does her family do where they're getting thrown into... I thought it was traitors. What did they trade?
She was young. They were involved in some rebellious activity, and then they were captured and tried.
And then her uncle got captured and tried?
Yeah. The family overlooks some of the gardens and some of the magical things. One of them was a teacher for the Colonel's Guard.
Like a teacher of sword fighting or something?
Sword fighting, history, how to be a rebel.
That third one's probably why they got mad.
The nodding.
All right, so how do the end of season games work here? Because I didn't know that they were like a big shit show of blood.
Well, yeah, there's going to be the same sort of combat, the same sort of combat that you guys are enrolled in next week. A lot of drift discs flying around, and no mages to catch you when you fall. Archery is a good way to die. Magic. It's quite spectacular. Oh, I wonder if they'll have the floating traps. They'll probably have a few floating traps. Things that go boom.
And then the winner doesn't die. And everybody else dies?
Amongst the convicted, yes, one is spared. Depending on his sentence, he might be commuted to slavery.
So her uncle, is he gonna win?
Probably not. I get lucky. I hear he was a bit of a bowman back in his day. 6 arrows, that's not a lot of arrows. Wait, you Dreadites weren't brought here to play executioner at the season end games, were you?
No, I don't think so.
They look relieved.
I mean...
they'll probably just get someone elemental to do it. Not all of the prisoners are as strong as that
Has Sam seen
creature.
Damian act as executioner before?
He put he hit Nibbles once and put a sword through his lung.
No. That's as a gladiator. I mean, just
execute people in the ring.
No,
I think that was before.
Yeah, that was
right.
before.
So, because otherwise, otherwise it'd be like, oh, maybe we did.
But mind you, you've been traveling in the same Ludus for a month. We'll say there's a 1 in 6 chance you heard something along those lines. If you roll 1 on a d6, you heard some rumors that Damian's pretty ruthless.
Likes to just be the executioner.
No, Damian's an asshole. It was never explained why he's an asshole. An asshole compared to the other chaotic goods and neutral goods that are in the party.
Yeah. I didn't hear nothing.
Oh, you know what I don't have on is Sam's token near your face for some reason. Let's fix that.
Because we're gonna put more tokens near our face than we have face.
There we go. Put them up near Widget.
So,
Oh, and Godiva, I guess, Mark. Godiva.
if you're gonna rebel, you need to kind of not get caught. But I don't know if I can talk too loud. I mean, I'm a slave.
They don't seem to be like overly pissed off at it. It's sort of matter of fact.
For being honest, I was in a box when they caught me. I was already in a box.
Well, we compete because, well, it's fun, but at the same time, we all have our debts to pay off. And they all gloomily nod at that.
Fuck them. Raise a glass.
Yeah, they definitely cheers to fuck them.
So I talked to a girl one time, and she cried super hard and ran out of the bar. Because nobody told me that her uncle is going to die in a week. Stop talking about it.
See, what you ain't got what they call the social skills.
The social skills. I could have said I'd like to roll a sense motive as to why she seems upset. I did not.
You're still here.
You still want to show me your dick?
What I want is for one of your gladiators, let's say 3 in a row, to finally, how do they say it in human terms, man up and challenge me. I will fight any 3 of your gladiators, one after another, with but a moment's break in between. Prove to you that I'm not only the champion of this fair protectorate, but also of this Duchy of Vaid. Apparently, they don't even know how to go to war.
All right, you golden knob. What rank are you?
Legendary.
Is that like legendary in the eyes of the Empire? Is that legendary in your own mind?
The specific tier is legendary.
Adam is attempting and failing to load the fucking thing that'll tell me what the hell that means. 'Cause I don't know what that means.
Legendary is above heroic, which is above veteran.
Okay, what is the... I need the CRs, please.
Oh, no.
No. I need the...
Adam, I'll give you a hint. The first number is very unlucky. It only goes up from there.
No, actually, that's wrong.
It's close enough.
Well, okay. Is he saying that he's a CR10 to CR15, or is he saying that he's a CR8 through CR11?
The ranks are unblooded, unranked, apprentice, blooded, veteran, heroic, legendary, paragon, epic.
I think veterans 8 to 10, dude.
Which means he's legendary. He's beyond that.
No, heroic is 8 to 10.
Yeah. Or yeah, sorry, heroic is 8 to 10. Yeah, right.
I want the sheet to load. Load sheet.
I'm showing it on the screen for the.
Give me a second. All right. Okay, there we go.
Then again, he's an elf. They get a negative to con, and you can punch people in the face.
This is true. I am also 7 hit dice. At 7 hit dice, it's just I got 7 hit dice. Hi, my name is Sam. I got 7 hit dice. I punch really hard for a guy with 7 hit dice, but I can't fight somebody with 13 hit dice.
Well, no matter. Perhaps it's not you I have to talk to, but your slave master.
Yeah, you probably should talk to Arlen. Sam is a veteran. He's a veteran. Like, it's 3. so it's like, if he was a CR11, I might be able to take him. If he's a CR12, I can't.
Can you grind him down enough with the 2 guys ahead of you?
Right.
But he's an Adam character, says Lucas.
Okay, true.
He has an AC of 37, reminds Lucas.
Very well, I just might do that. Speak down to your acting, Lannister.
Yeah, you're not gonna pull your dick out in front of him, are you? I mean, he's in a chair. It's being polite.
You should leave.
Hey, can I get another drink?
There's just places where you could go and dip your cup into like a bowl.
Yeah, let's go dip my cup.
Okay, well, he seems to be drunk. And realizing that he's drunk, he's not going to fight you here. He doesn't have any of his weapons on him either. But he just goes and sits down alone.
When you're a brawler, I could colon punch him. Maybe that.
Wise not accepting his challenge. Yeah, that's a bet none of us, I think, would take. At least not in your favor.
Yeah, well, see, what happened the last time I took a challenge like that is I won. I actually became the champion of the town. Because I knocked out the other guy with 1 punch loudly across the fucking bar. But...
that gets Damas's attention. He's listening to you. He's
But then there was this rematch, and it didn't go so well, and I lost my fucking hand. You see, I'd hate to take your crown and then not do it, like not give you the rematch, but it's your title, you gotta, let the elves have their thing, it's up here, and, Yeah, I understand.
He turns back to your drink. It was not very scathing. Well, you should have told him.
That's fine.
Yeah, that you've lost before.
Oh, yeah, of course I've lost before. I mean, who hasn't lost before?
Selden raises his hand. Yes, but you don't fight. He's asking.
One way. I mean, just in,
I've lost bets.
Are any of you fighting for the blood tax, or are you all sort of just,
Well, we all do declare our religions when we are registered as gladiators. Was that not filled out on your paperwork?
Yeah. Cord.
It wouldn't be if he's just a slave. It would be up to the Ludus to declare their religion.
Cord.
Well, you're lucky that Arlen is a good master. Although acting Lannister, what does that mean?
Oh, we were recently acquired as a financial investment by a noble house.
Wait a second. Your noble house has... What do you mean acting? He had slave markers. I thought he was freed. Is he still a slave?
Yeah.
They've got slaves leading slaves for Vaddapol. How quaint.
They're looking at you like you've won some sort of victory, and they're all congratulating you. That's why you just walk around wherever you want?
Yeah, pretty much. Just, the rules, don't be a dick. And then don't show people your dick. No.
They're laughing. Sam has made friends the hard way. He fought them. He drank with them. He did their bets. Stood up against the local bully and shared with them all the secrets. Like that's Sam's working pretty hard to make friends.
I have a friend, sort of.
Okay, you spend the afternoon drinking with them, and you feel overall pretty good. Arlen wanted to go visit the caretaker.
Correct.
Okay, you do find him, but you do find that he is quite busy. He is in his office, which is some of the coronel's old war room of the coronel. There is a massive painted map of the world, or at least of Stygia and Avacia, that is along the dome of the room that you're in. It may not be accurate, it's a little bit more stylized, but it is a work of art in this place. We'll call this the war room. Talking to the captain. As well as a guy with a steel skull cap. You've never met this guy before, and I don't know where I put them. No. Did I put the Duke on this map, or was it a different map? Oh, they arrived when you guys were fighting. They're on the damn map.
They're on the damn map.
They're on the damn map! Okay, there seems to be a flurry of activity. He looks quite busy.
Okay, I can come back. I know when I'm gonna get turned away. Yeah,
he does nod to you, like he does wave. He does kind of say stay. He's having a private conversation at a distance, so you'd have to make perception checks to hear. Duncan Albright is the wizard that is standing beside him. Knowledge Arcana?
He asked me to stay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 12. Yay.
You think Duncan has something to do with the Duke of Vade, Duke Dragal.
Okay.
He seems to be talking with Camus Ford. Duncan eventually strides out and takes the captain with him. Duncan does cast a glance towards the weird-looking elf in the chair.
Wait, I nod.
Yeah, he doesn't stop to talk to you, but he's like barking orders. He's really loud. He projects really well, and seems to be ordering soldiers around.
Okay.
There are some other functionaries that are putting papers in front of Camus, and Camus seems to be looking them over. And, okay, come forward, Arlen. Don't be shy.
Yes. Thank you.
How are you enjoying your stay in Terraslene? Oh, sorry.
Oh, quite.
My bad. I should know better as the custodian in Citadel by the Lake. He says with a childish glee painted across his face.
Arlen.
You did not expect a imperial head of state almost to be so jovial, joking. Yeah. Good-mannered? Oh, yes, fine. The rest of this we could do later, he says to some servants that bring the papers out, and he sorts a couple of them pretty quickly, some of them flying up magically, A few pages turn into like little origami cranes and go flying off. Like he taps a wand to each of those as they go flying off. He's now listening to you again.
Well, I actually was wondering. Do you know of tokens that work in this area in Terrazline? I heard of some tokens that have, just by being here, give you magical abilities.
Are you curious about the mythil? He says, and
Well,
he
yes.
wiggles
Yes,
his
actually.
beard, and it makes a sound like little tiny pieces of pottery or wood kind of tingling together. And you see through the tangles of his beard that he's got woven into his beard some tokens that have holes in them.
I guess that's what they look like.
Yes, I've got a few, more than a few actually. You don't want to know where the other ones are stuck.
Well, I was just wondering, where could I purchase some?
Purchase?
And if it is legal, I'm actually not sure what the laws are regarding this.
Yeah, certain classifications of tokens can be purchased. They're quite expensive. There are collectors that want to have a piece of Terrazline. There are restricted tokens, of course, that are against the laws for you to possess.
Ah. Oh, well, all right. Well, I just want to know which ones were available for legally for purchase.
The general rule is third circle or less. However, there are some that might require permission.
Right. Well, what I was actually
Give me a bluff check.
what I was really hoping for, and actually he pulls it out. It's like, this is a fly one.
Oh, interesting. Where did you find it?
I bought it for a talent.
Oh, this belonged to the Cornwall's court. He had some of these that he gave away as gifts.
Huh.
To members that pleased him, or to his own knights, or to special citizens. This is a very precious gift.
Oh, thank you. So
I
much
assume you're not going to be using this to fly into restricted areas.
No.
He snaps his fingers and wraps his hand on the table a bunch of times. 5, 7, 3 with the numbers, and some forms appear. He signs a form and stamps it and gives it to you. If anyone gives you a hard time for owning that token.
Ah, thank you. Much appreciated. I was also looking for one that would allow movement, extra-dimensional movement. As you know,
such things obviously are on the restricted list here in Terrazline.
Okay. Then I was
you of
wondering
course
if
can
it would be
teleport out of Terrazline. It's in
Right.
that is very frowned upon.
all right. Then any movements like that, I will make sure. I'll be very careful with them then. Thank you.
Well, any movements here will arrive in a very polite landing place.
Yes, I've seen the chamber of. I'm not sure what it's called exactly, but people arrive. I've seen that. It's quite useful. Good for security around the city. A side question: what's with all the guards? Who are those folks?
These are many of the Duke's men. They are fighting a war in the north, and Citadel, the Protectorate of Many Lakes, lies between us and Citadel of Fade. It is our hope that the war does not spill over into our borders.
Yes. All right. Well, I assume they've brought prisoners as well. They've cleared out the.
Yes, apparently word does get around. They've
Not that much around, but I figured it out. See, I I understood that they were clearing out the cells, and there's a good reason for it. Also, the captain that was just here